So if you've been thinking about charging higher fees, but you've been holding back, you don't have the courage, maybe it's been on your mind for quite a while, or you do it with new clients, but your legacy clients, you don't touch it all because you don't want to rock the boat. This is Loren Fogelman with Business Success Solution. And the reason that you might have a gap between first thinking about raising your fees and actually doing it is because of your relationship with money. So think about, what would it take for you to charge higher fees? And that when you charge too little, it means that you undervalue services. And as a result, other people will undervalue your services also. You end up with those headache clients or price-sensitive clients, or people want to pay as little as possible, but they expect all the exceptions and even more. And the other end of the spectrum is when you charge too much. When you charge too much, there might be pushback. You're not enrolling every single client that you're speaking with. You're going to hear the word no, or you might not understand how to be able to connect what you do to the value as opposed to the tasks and the activities. So I want to just say the fees that you charge are a reflection of your relationship with money. It is totally a mindset, and that being able to have awareness is the first step. So let's talk about the 5-step process to be able to charge higher fees. And the very first is clarify. You want to become aware of your beliefs related to money as well as wealth. Two different things. Now they're connected, but they're actually two different trains of thoughts. So what are your beliefs about money? And what are your beliefs about wealth? Do you find that the first ones that come up are negative or they're positive? And do you feel that there's actually a difference between money and wealth? So that's the very first thing to think about, is what are your beliefs as far as money and wealth regarding you, what you offer, and what you're able to charge your clients is. After clarifying that, then you want to identify, because the thoughts you have affect your outlook, and they also influence the actions that you do take, as well as the ones that you don't take. So think about, what are the thoughts that may improve your cash flow, and which ones might hinder profitability? An example is that maybe you don't want to be seen as greedy, or you believe that your clients can't afford to pay anymore, or possibly you find that discussing money is uncomfortable. You're happy discussing everybody else's money situation, but you're not comfortable asking for payment for your own services. It's almost like an afterthought. So that's something to think about, is what are the thoughts and how do they affect your outlook as well as your actions? And you want to be aware of the negative ones. And if you have positive ones, you want to be aware of those as well. And those can be that I make a difference for my clients, that I know that what I'm doing is going to improve somebody's business as well as their personal quality of life. And the work I do matters. So those are some things about, oh, and I deserve to be well paid for the value that I bring to the table. So those are some positive ones. Okay, we have clarifying beliefs about wealth and money. We have identifying what beliefs and how they affect your outlook and actions. And now we're going to be looking at explore. This is where I want you to consider an alternative point of view. If you know that there's a thought that might be holding you back, what is an alternative point of view or perspective that you can become aware of and consider? If you're not sure right away, then maybe look at somebody that you admire and get an idea as to what their perspective is, what their point of view is based on what they talk about and their actions. Or look at researching alternative points of view, positive mindsets about money. So there's many different ways to be able to open yourself up to perspectives. But what I like to do is find somebody who has already achieved something that I want to achieve, that I'm aiming for, and become aware of how they approach it, how they show up, and what attitude that they have that they're actually being able to put out there that others are picking up on. So once again, consider alternative points of view. If none come to mind immediately, do some research, get on the internet and look at some other people, especially people that you admire. But some alternative points of view is maybe that my clients have better financial health because of my services. I'm able to take the financials off of their plate so they can focus on business development. They have grown because they have insights regarding their financials and how that impacts their businesses. So those are, I have an MBA, and that I know exactly how the money part works in my clients' businesses. So those are some things to think about, is different ways to explore alternative views to what you might have and what might be holding you back. And then number 4 is highlight. Out of that list of different points of view that you just came up with, highlight the ones that appeal to you. So which one maybe resonates with you? And this will help you to create awareness that there's other ways to look at something aside from just one perspective, and to create another option as to how you would like to start looking at something. So once again, just find something that appeals to you. And maybe it's not the far off one that you would love to have, but maybe there's an incremental step between where you are now and moving towards a really greater point of view. So once again, it's just to start with a process. And then after you find an alternative point of view that is appealing to you, then we want to look at release. This is what would you have to let go of in order to charge higher fees. And the main thing to look at is, like, if I asked you right now to be able to increase your fees and have that be implemented tomorrow, what thought comes up for you? And that's going to be aware of that might be holding you back. And another thought to think about is, how would greater cash flow make a difference in your firm and for you? So once again, think about what thoughts you need to be able to release in order to charge higher fees. And 2 ways to be able to look at that is, what if tomorrow you just implemented higher new rates? And the other thing would be, how would greater cash flow make a difference? Because sometimes we're able to make a change, not so much for ourselves, but maybe for someone else that we are closely connected to. But I want to say the mindset piece, especially letting go of old beliefs, can be very, very challenging. Because first, you might not even have awareness of what they are and what's holding you back and getting in the way. So awareness is the first step. And instead of trying to break a habit, I want you to consider trying a new approach. So once again, this isn't about breaking habits. That's very, very hard to do because it's connected to resistance. What I want you to do is raise the bar and create an opportunity for you to have a new perspective and moving in that direction. This is where you're creating a new response to something instead of trying to break an old one. It's a little bit of a shift in mindset, but it makes a significant difference as to whether you find that there's resistance when moving in that direction, or that you're actually amplified to really raise the bar and up-level your mindset. So once again, think about what belief gets in the way and choose one that's aligned with you, that you would like to move towards and have replace the old way of looking at things. And the bottom line is that in order for you to be a success, you have to believe that you already are a success. So let me just quickly review the 5 different ways to start to confidently charge higher fees. Is clarify your beliefs related to money and wealth. Identify how particular thoughts maybe affect your actions and your outlooks. Explore alternative points of view. If you don't have any that come to mind, then do some research. Look at other people that don't seem to have the same challenges as you have around money and wealth. Number 4 is going to highlight a new perspective that feels appealing to you. And number 5 is getting ready to release an old perspective and adopt a new one. So once again, in order to be a success, you must already believe you are a success. It's similar to what I say over and over again, is that you need to connect with your value before you can expect anybody else to recognize the value that you bring to the table. If you find that this is a direction you want to move in, you want to be able to confidently charge higher fees, then I have a free resource called Get Paid What You're Worth. And you can get that complimentary resource at businesssuccesssolution.com/worth. Once again, it's going to show you how to set fees that really are aligned with where you want to go and the difference you make for your clients. It's get paid what you're worth. It's at businesssuccesssolution.com/worth. And I'd love to hear from you as to what resonated with you, what new beliefs you want to go ahead and implement and start working toward, and how you're going to go ahead and raise the bar and start charging higher fees. Please let me know what's coming up for you and what you took away from this. Loren Fogelman with Business Success Solution, showing accounting professionals how to double their income, working half the time.